was thinking about what to actually put on your plate, James, and there's 7 or 8 things. I think the president just signed this bill. They didn't like that. I don't think very much. I don't know where the skinny phase 1 negotiations stand. I don't know whether you do in terms of whether there's really anything on IP or any of the the more important things we're trying to accomplish. Are those even in the skinny deal? Where are we right now at this point in time? And I will point out it's December and there's an election in less than a year.
Well, if you talk to the American side in Beijing here, it doesn't look like any of the real serious stuff is in any kind of a phase 1 deal. Phase 1 is, it's not going to work on reciprocity. It's not going to work on forced tech transfer and the technology issues. It's going to be more of, China buying American products, the U.S. removing some of the tariffs, China making some concessions maybe on intellectual property. But it's not going to go very deep, and China's very chill about this right now. I don't feel a lot of pressure to have a deal quickly. I've been around a bunch of senior retired government officials the last couple of weeks through a couple of events, and they're saying things like this was inevitable. We knew this would happen sometime. We might as well have it now. There's talk that the next 5-year plan that is underway is going to be focused quite a bit on decoupling and reducing their dependence on the U.S.
Jim, what was inevitable? The idea that these two nations would come to a head?
Yes. That the differences between the two systems. I think it was even the former Commerce Minister said that that eventually the U.S. could tolerate the differences between our system and the U.S. system when we were small, but now that our economy is so big and powerful that the U.S. can't tolerate the differences. That's what this is all about. How do we deal with the differences in the system? How do we have a different interface? Because right now China gets a lot of advantages. For example, I was talking to a Swedish diplomat today who said that there's a tunnel connected to a subway in Stockholm that the bidders came in, and a Chinese bidder came in with a 70% discount to the next lowest bidder, and because it's an open, fair bidding system, they won the contract. And that can go on all over the world because of the subsidies and the differences having a state-owned system. So. Yeah. There's a lot to work out, and China seems quite relaxed about it. Long Yong-tu, the Chinese official who actually negotiated China getting into WTO with Barshevsky, he said the way Huawei is handling this is giving all of China great confidence. That was quite interesting.
Because
always losing a lot.
When you were talking earlier about, they're ready for some decoupling, and we knew it was only a matter of time to get to this point, you could have been talking about the U.S. position. I was trying to, since you're in China, you weren't, but it's amazing all the similarities. And I think there's times, you use the word chill, I think there's times where our people over here think that we're in the driver's seat and that we can wait out China. It sounds like they think they can wait us out. So none of this sounds that great, Jim.
Yeah, I'm not a stock picker, but the market is kind of funny how it just kind of goes up and down on these hints that something might happen. The truth of the matter is the U.S. and China are facing a very different future, and we don't know what it looks like yet. But the Europeans and others are, they have to do their own deals. This is not two countries.
So, Jim, you don't think that the threat of these additional tariffs on December 15th is really much of a threat at all to China?
Well, it can be a threat, but remember, their system has a lot of controls that we don't. Their 4 big banks are basically the finance ministry. They can do a lot. In fact, they just took $150 billion in special bonds for localities and front-loaded them from 2020 to 2019 to get $150 billion more in infrastructure going. They got a lot of things they can play with here, and they've got the population because they control the propaganda and the information. They got people pretty much geared up here that this is China's time. We've got to get over this. This is the world trying to keep us down. And actually, I've had friends of mine, U.S. educated, everybody from U.S. educated to, a driver for DD and Uber, a 60-year-old man the other day tell me, you're American. You guys had your time. This is now our time, and we are going to surpass America, and that's the way it is. I mean, that attitude is pretty strong here.